very welcome to this webinar. And the reason I wanted to have this webinar is because, IB has not only taught people, but we create a lot of in-house tools of AI. And, one of the pain areas that we saw for the students, finally the product is out and it's called PrepAI. So I'll make you go through the PPT once just to make you understand why we thought about this particular tool and what all components are there. And then I'll do a demo of PrepAI. So if I ask you guys, what do you think is the number one or what problems are you guys facing? So a lot of you are doing programs with IB, you finished certain modules, you started looking for jobs. So in my 17 years of experience as a mentor, I get only two problems that I see students coming up and telling me. What are the two problems?
Resume.
Resume. So
And
one is my resume is not getting selected. I get so many messages. I've applied 100 places. My resume is not getting selected. And what's the second problem?
Why? Basically, why it
Why?
is not getting selected?
That will name. That is the question. My resume is not getting selected, ma'am. Look at it. What is the second problem you guys come up?
ATS
Interview
score
preparation.
low.
Ma'am,
What?
how to craft the
Low
resume?
ATS
Not
score.
enough confidence to face the interview.
Or I am not able to crack an interview, right? Whenever somebody comes to me and say, help me get a job, I ask them one question first. I said, did you get calls? If your answer is no, I haven't been able to get calls, then I know the problem is the resume, right? But if you said, yes, I've got calls, I gave 3-4 interviews, but I did not get through the last stage, then I know the problem is technical. That's how, if anybody ever approached me ever, this is the way I understand where is your pain area. Okay. Now, why the resumes don't get selected? What do you think is the reason behind it?
ATS friendly.
ATS is one. What else?
That we are not putting all the metrics that we have studied in a good manner.
The keywords are missing, right? So the first problem that is there is the resume. What is the solution? What we have created is you are creating resumes for a certain job description, right? So what the software is going to ask you is upload your current resume and upload a job description based on which you want to check your resume is good or bad, right? Once you guys do that, then you are going to get scores. Scores, not just the ATS scores, but various things like overall resume score. What is that? If you have all the components that are required on a resume. A lot of time I get resumes. People have put everything, education and all, but they didn't put any projects. I will always tell, put the projects to make the resume stronger. So this particular software will tell you if you missed any information, it'll say, okay, let's say education you missed. If you missed projects, it'll tell you the projects are missing. Whatever is the component of a typical resume that is required for the industry of data, it will help you give a score on that. It'll tell you what are the sections, what sections you missed. Second thing it works is ATS score, how compatible it is going to be with the ATS. Third thing is going to give is the keyword match. The reason resumes don't get selected, especially when they have portals where you're uploading, is as a company who wants to hire, I have given a job description. My job description, and I will give a list of keywords. So what the softwares do, all the softwares will do is look at those keywords and look at and search for those keywords on your resume. If there is a match of the keywords, and then you get a score again. So the more higher the score or higher the keyword match, the better your resume is, otherwise lower score. So like Naukri also does this. If I put an ad over here in Naukri, the way I get the email back from Naukri is, these are the candidate with 5-star. These are the candidate 4-star. What is this 5 and 4-star? The percentage of keyword match. Now, do you think I'll open the emails where the resume are sitting with 1 star in it? No. You stop at 5 and 4 stars. So you should also understand that if I have created my resume for a particular opening, is it even matching the job description or not? So how compatible is that? Once we have done that, the third thing it's going to recommend is how to edit your resume, what to add, how to add it. Those recommendations will be given to you. Last part is it will give you a template saying, okay, this is a template that you can use. Right now, we have 3 different templates which are ATS compatible. And you don't have to do anything. All your information from the resume that you've current resume, it pushes into that template. And then you can simply download the resume and apply for the job. So this is how we cater to problem number 1, because this is what we typically saw was missing in the resumes, right? Now let's talk about problem number 2. Problem number 2 is what? I'm not able to crack any interviews. Now, once my resume is ready, how do you prepare yourself for the interviews, or what process would you like for the interviews? How do you prepare? You can't watch the videos.
Module wise.
Module wise, but you think about it. Are you going to go through 18 videos of 2 hours each?
According to job description.
According to the job description, but what do you want to do? You want to do a quizzing. You want to do an assessment of yourself, right? So that's the first thing we also do. So depending on a job role, you can say, okay, this is the role or this is the JD I'm going to apply for. Based on that, it is going to give you an assessment. When you give your assessment, after that, it will tell you this is your score. And this is the part where you need help. This is the part which is clear to you. And then you can create your study plans accordingly, where it is going to give you the theory broken down into the smaller pieces. You can say, I want to spend, let's say, 30 minutes every day, or I can spend only 1 hour or 2 hours once in a week. So depending on how you're telling the system that this is how much time I have, and this is the study plan I want, it will create a customized study plan for you for that particular role or topic. Once you finish one section of the study plan, again, there is a quiz which you have to give, which makes you understand how much of it I revised, I understood, and I'm good to go. Okay. Once your study plan is done, like I said, reassessment. And once that is done, so I've got my resume ready. I've got my technical stuff correct. I've tested myself on various assessment. What is next is mock interviews. So we have created something called live AI interview. And I'll tell you my experience when I was testing the software, I behaved like a candidate who sat for a BI analyst interview. I got a score of 85, which I was not very happy with, but I loved the way they gave the feedback. So once it's like a one-to-one interview where it will ask a question, you give an answer. From that answer comes up the next question, just like how an interviewer is going to take it. And the place where I did not score well, I got 85 out of 100. Where did my 15 marks go? So once the entire interview is done, it will give you a very detailed feedback and it will tell you this is the question, this is your answer, this is how it should have been. So where I 15 marks went off was structuring and the sentence correction, the sentence structure. And if you know, this is something I keep pushing everyone in the sessions. I say, make sure you give proper answers, right terminology, don't use one word, full sentences. And that is important from my interview point of view. So I've created my resume. I've done assessments. I can do it based on roles. I can do it based on topics. Once I'm confident about, yes, I've done the enough preparation, let me go and do a mock interview. So you don't have any dependency on anyone to take your mock interview. You can simply upload the JD, upload your resume and say, take my mock. And it gives you a beautiful feedback. right? So these are the two main use cases on which we worked. So what is PrepAI? PrepAI is basically one-stop solution to all such problems. Another problem which I've not focused over here is you are learning a tool, you finish it, you move on to the next tool, you finish it, you move on to the third tool. But your knowledge of the previous tool kind of fades away. So if you're working on PrepAI at any point, like I said, even without an interview coming up, you can create a lesson plan for yourself and you can say, okay, every day or every week, I want to work on advanced Excel. Once in every week, I want to work on SQL. So you just have to go back and redo all the concept and assessments over there. Right? So with or without interview, that is another way of revising what you've already done and making sure at any point if an interview comes up, you are absolutely ready for it. So it helps you to, it's a career enablement platform. So it has resume building, quizzes, job readiness tools. It's like a mentor to you, and it is also an interviewer for you. So it is one-stop shop for typically whatever you are going to look for. So in Resume Builder, I'm going to show you the live product also, but in Resume Builder, you can create multiple resume. So typically a resume takes days to get created. A proper good resume takes days to get created. And what we would really want is depending on, let's say a lot of people say, I want to be a BI analyst, but I also, if a data analyst job is there, I'll do that as well. And if the company or the industry is different, then you want to customize your resume to that industry, that particular job role. So in this particular PrepAI, you can have multiple resumes built on various job descriptions ready. Anytime you can go download and send it across or test it again with a job description. Next, it has a flexibility of editing. So it's not like other tools where you have to fill in every time you have to fill in information. With my old resume, only it can create a new resume. So that reduces the effort. Next, which I really like is it does a scoring, not just like I said it for ATS, it will do structure of your resume scoring, it will do ATS scoring, it will do keyword match for you. So over here, you will see on the top, we will have PrepAI resume. You can either create a new one or you will have a list of existing one which you can work with. And this is the kind of score I was telling you. Resume analysis, you have 45%, skill score, you have 10%. So it will give you an output in this fashion, right? Then one amazing feature somebody in the team only must have thought is one-click optimizer. Now, issue with resumes is not only the structure, not only the content, spelling mistake. We do a lot of spelling mistake, and trust me, for interviewers, this is the biggest put off when you do spelling mistakes. So with this one-click optimizer, what we are able to do is check ATS compatible keywords, flag spelling mistakes and grammar, which typically we are not able to do very well, skill match score, and target improvement. So this is an output that you get. So for example, it's showing resume analysis for this as position. It has mentioned you are 41%, which means this resume is only moderately fit for the role that I wanted. Overall score is 10, keyword match is 10, ATS is 60%, language quality is 75%. Not only telling you what is the problem, it also tells you what is the strength, what is the area of improvement and language improvement. Because this when they, when it was in progress, we all were supposed to do a lot of testing on this particular tool. And I told them, the biggest problem is with all AI and everything, sometimes it takes the text and places it. But it really doesn't do a very good grammar and spell check, which is very difficult. And we do make such mistakes. So over here, we had also put language check and language quality. So this is one of the very good features that I liked about this particular tool. Then is the assessments, the quizzes, which creates your lesson plan. So that falls under something called diagnose. And you can Let's say I have a resume, I gave a job description. It has created my resume. I'm all ready. Now I want to prepare for that particular interview. So on the top, you will see something called start assessment. And in start assessment, you will be given 10 questions based on the job description that you've given. It will help you to identify what are the strengths, what are the gaps. Based on the gaps, it will tell you personalized study. And with respect to others, based on your performance, what's your rank? Some of you might think, how does it matter? I think it's a good thing because you might think, okay, I'm very good at it. I'm still not able to crack interviews. But when you're compared against your peers, then you get to know, okay, I have still more room for improvement. So it's got the ranking system as well. And then it generates a lesson plan for you. So this is how it's going to look like. Your rank is, some rank would come over here. What is your percentage completion? And you can, again, based on the gaps you got in this assessment, you can go ahead and create a lesson plan once again. Okay, so these are the main features. I'll now show you the PrepAI. Everybody can see my screen. Raj is one of the developers on it. That's why his name is there. So this is the very first screen when you log in into PrepAI. And this is a dashboard. What it helps you to understand is how many lessons did you complete, how much more or less you did versus previously week, right? Like I keep telling in dashboard, if you give a number is useless, but you compare it to a relevant value, it becomes useful. What has been the quiz score? Study streaks, like there's a lesson plan every day. Did we really do the 3 days or not? I think these kind of things you might think not important, but it pushes you. So I'll give you an example. I do online yoga. And over there, every time I do yoga, I get an attendance. And after 50 sessions, we get a certificate. So it's not that, that certificate holds any value in my career, but I knew 2 more classes and I'll hit that particular milestone and I'll get a certificate, pushed me to wake up in the morning and do yoga. So I think when you have dashboards like this, some numbers to look at, that pushes you to do even more and more, right? Now, let me take you to the second part, which is resume. Like I said, they are existing resumes that are going to be kept over here. You can create a new resume from here. You can either do it from scratch, where you're typing in everything, or you can upload an existing resume. So I'm going to go ahead, upload. I uploaded this in the morning, ABC resume, and I'm going to click continue. You are getting 3 options of the template. I'm going to pick the first one, that this is the template I want, and I want to continue, right? Over here, you can give a target job title. So I wanted to do it for data analyst and continue. Over here, you can give a job description. So I had put a job description. I don't know if it's there. No, took a class in between. 1 second. So for now, I'm going to get the job description from ChatGPT, but otherwise you guys will have your own chat. I had done in the morning. I guess a lot of people did a lot of things. Create a job description for data analyst. So I'm going to pick the key responsibilities from here and the requirements. Copy it, go back, paste it, and continue. Right now, this is in the credentials. You guys will have to, that I will talk about later. But right now, I'm working with the one that Ivy has in the development mode. Now it's processing, it's trying to read your resume, it's trying to read the job description that you've given. And now it's giving me the score. So it is telling me my resume score is set 61, my skills score is 75. Skill score is based on the keyword matching. And I can click on view guidance to get an understanding of, click on analysis. Section completeness, all the sections are there. Content strength is there. ATS ready is there. Impact optimization, all there. Overview. So industry benchmarking, compare your resume against successful resumes. And let's click OK. Now, over here, all the information is filled. You can save it. And then I can go to view resume. It can show me the resume over here. Or I can go to one-click optimizer, right? So these are the various sections that are there. So personal information, if anything is missing, it will help you. Work experience, education, certification, all the things are there. And if you want to add another section, you can. So in certification, no certification is added. So if I add a certification, my resume analysis score will go up, right? Skill section is given over here, which is good. Projects. Now, if your projects are missing, again, if you give more projects, your percentage of analysis will go up, right? Then I can do the one-click optimizer like I was telling you. 69% good match. And it is showing the overall score, keyword match, ATS, language, areas of improvement, and strengths. Okay, I can go back and let's say my resume is ready. I can go to job readiness quiz now. So how good I'm going to be with the job description shared and my resume, it will create a practice set for you. Okay, so as a data analyst, now it's going to ask me questions in HR Analytics dashboard project. So it's now referring to the resume that I uploaded. So it's not like a generic thing that I'm appearing for. I'm appearing for the job description that I uploaded and my resume. So in your HR Analytics dashboard, which Power BI feature would you allow? Guys, this is a software. It's not something that I can give you an access for. Okay, so this is just a demo of what the software does. And then we'll talk about later how you can avail this thing. Okay, but I cannot give you my credentials and login at this point. So if I give an answer, allow user to filter data dynamically, I can answer it. I'm just going to set an answer, analyze sales, which function most simplest by category, sum if. Okay. Superstore, SQL, top 5, which is the correct one? Group product, descending, count. I hope it's right. I'm not reading the answers. Okay, next. This I definitely don't know. It's a guesswork. I'm just clicking OK now. Don't judge me based on my score. Okay, so it's my evaluating my process. I'm sure I'm going to get very poor score. Hardly read the questions and the answers. But now what it has done is you have a decent understanding. I got a 60%, not great. What are my strengths and what are my weaknesses based on the question? Suggested improvement that are there, and the topics include data analysis, visualization, SQL, Excel, Python, R. Now, it might not come in the same way depending on what is a JD and what is your resume all about, right? What is the question, which questions I got wrong? I have that. I can open it and understand which one was the right answer so that I know for the future. And once this is done, on the right side, you see something called create a lesson plan. So once I click on creating lesson plan, Now it's creating lesson plan based on my weaknesses, right? So it is telling me 3 days starting from this medium difficulty, 1 hour per day, and I can start working one by one on each day. Okay. Any question that I want to ask if I'm going through a lesson plan, let's say I'm going through art, which I hardly know. It is explaining me, it is going to make me understand various things with examples. What is the difference? Now, let's say applications, challenges, practical problems. It's giving me all this thing, YouTube references, summarization. Now, once I say mark is complete, then I'll go to the quiz. However, let's say there are certain things I did not understand in my lesson plan. So the best thing is over here, we have an AI tutor. So if I didn't understand something like, please explain in depth what is DPLYR. So again, it will go ahead and explain it to you. So we have lesson plans, but in lesson plan, you have questions. There is an AI tutor sitting next to it. You can keep on asking questions based on the data and it will give you answers for that. If I mark it as complete, you have unlocked quiz, then it will now quiz you based on the lesson plan that you completed. So it's not that you have to sit for 2 hours. It's the whole content is being quizzed at the same point. Smaller lesson plan, easier to complete. Any questions, you have AI tutor on the side. Then once you're done with it, then you do the quiz. And then you see, okay, how much improvement have I made over here, right? So again, I'm just going to do Inky Pinky Ponky. And it keeps on logging what all, when did you give a quiz, what was your score. I did 20% after the lesson plan. Imagine, very bad. And again, it will help you to do that. So this is how you want to prepare yourself. Okay. Now you can underdiagnose. So we were in interview, but if you see the flow, we have automatically come to diagnose where we gave assessments and the lesson plan is getting created. I can also click on new quiz. And if I want to create, I want it to create a quiz based on public content, or let's say I have certain book or a PDF I've uploaded, then I can upload it in these two. And otherwise, I can say public content, I want to test myself in data analytics, and I want to test myself in Excel. Again, it will ask you what is your preferred topics. And these topics are specific to what you guys are learning at IB in Excel. So let's say I want to understand cell referencing. Next, what level you want, advanced, generate a quiz, and another quiz get created. Same thing, you will give a quiz, it will assess you, and it will help you to create a lesson plan on the topic that you picked. So far, so good. Any questions from anyone or any suggestions I would also ask for? Any suggestions do you think we can add, we can remove things? Except for errors? Yes. All right. So that was in diagnose. And when you go to learn, again, these are all interconnected. It's not you will be sticking to one and not getting into other. Whenever you guys create a lesson plan, you come in learn. Whenever you give quizzes, you are in diagnose. But you guys will not be able to create a login over here. I like the fact that you've given you can see it on the top, but you have to log in for that. Okay. Then there is something called ask, which is like a chat that you can, it's like a chat. You click on a new chat, whatever you want to ask, you can ask a question. No assessment is over here, but whatever questions you want to ask regarding any of the topic, it just, what would you like to ask? It gives you some suggested questions you can ask. So you can ask about your projects, you can ask about a concept was not clear, you can ask about a question that's there. So this is like a chat base for you in PrepAI. And my favorite, is your interview. Let me see. Business intelligence. I think this is mine. View. So this is mine. This is the one I gave. And it gives you a score. And what I would really want you to see is it gives you an understanding on all the skills that an interviewer would like to see in you. Not only technical, communication, problem solving, job knowledge, professionalism, everything. Right? And then it will give you an assessment, a score on all of them. So it has created this diagram at the bottom, on the top, and then you get a score on all to know what is my weak area. If I go in details, then this is a question that was asked. Could you tell me a bit about your what attracted you to a BI analyst? This is the answer, exactly the answer I gave. And then it is doing an analysis and then tell me how to improve it. Not just how to improve it, it actually created a answer for me. So instead of saying ability to convert data into business insight, very basic, I'm particularly attracted to business intelligence visualization role because it helps me to leverage my skills in data visualization analysis to drive strategic business decision. The usage of the right word in the right sentence creation. My experience in creating dashboard that translate complex data into actionable item aligns perfectly well with the rules. So it is till this depth, it is going to give you an answer. So, and it records everything. And this is what your AI interviewer is. So you can go live interview, you can upload your resume or select one of the saved resume. You can say, okay, use AI questions. So the questions are generated by AI. Or if you have a custom questions that you want to test you against, you can do that. Put a job title, job description, and then you start with a live interview. Okay. And then it gives you the entire thing as a feedback. Then we have a thing called speak with a recruiter. So what we've done in speak to recruiter, there are a lot of companies that we've already created persona of over here. And if there is any other company that you are applying for, you can put it in other. What is the use? For example, if I put ITC. So it says I'm a recruiter at ITC. Let's discuss opportunities across diverse business. So I might ask the questions that I have for ITC. Does ITC take freshers? Or let's ask better question. What does ITC look for in freshers in the field of data analytics? Okay, question that comes to my mind. So it is going to tell me what all to be done. It is telling me proficiency in language like Python, R, SQL, statistical concept, strong problem solving, collaborative, this, and then I can say if I am currently working in a sales job at a bank, will I get hired? And then again, it's going to give you answers. So whatever your questions you want to ask to the recruiter at a particular organization, you can select and you can ask those questions over here. So this is what your speak to recruiter is. And then your AI career coach. What is the AI career coach is the kind of questions you typically ask me. I have 3 years of experience in this. Which is the best suitable thing for me? Or after this many years of experience or this kind of experience, do you think I can transition? So over here, we have given some of the questions that typically people ask. How to negotiate for a higher salary? How can I make my resume stand out? Or how do I transition from my current career to the new one? Click over here and it will answer you things related specifically to career transitions, career based questions. So it will give over here, you can do a web search also on top of it. You can ask questions on the answers that it has given to you. So this is in all what our PrepAI does. Now, let me know if you have any question, anything you want me to go through. Does it support to find leads or customize for career gaps candidates also? So see what it is going to do. Let's say you have a career gap, right? It is going to reflect in your resume score as well. Then it is going to give you suggestions. So this is a question you can ask your AI coach. Let's say I have a gap of 2 years. How do I what should I do such that my resume doesn't get rejected? Okay, let's ask. Okay, so identify, strengthen your resume, take courses, certifications, volunteer work, consider a functional resume format, prepare a positive explanation for your gap. And on the top, again, it's saying many candidates have successfully addressed the gap, focusing on what they did during the time. So it's not that you can remove it, you can hide it, but for example, 2 years break to take care of family members, right? That could be the thing. Preparing for government exams. That could be the thing. But you have to explain what you did. It's not that you were sitting at home doing nothing. So you have to practice that explanation and be honest and positive. Then it's telling you, framing your experience, consider using functional resume format that emphasizes skills, accomplishment rather than chronological work history. Now, this is very good suggestion because if you have a chronological work history in your resume first, your gap is coming right on the top. So you have to draw attention away from the gap. So the first thing on your resume should be skills, accomplishment, projects. Focus on that. Keep the things that can draw the attention to the gap at the very bottom of the resume. So it is giving you suggestions for that. Make sense? So a lot of questions, I'm sure this is not just one question. There are a lot of questions that come up in mind, like how, like if I, what in my present role, I am doing this and how does it align to analytics? Or this is the future role I'm looking for. What components can I align to my future job that I'm applying for? So all these kind of questions, and you don't have to wait for 10 o'clock. You don't have to wait to message someone. You don't have to wait for the person to look and respond. Your answers are, you ask the questions and the answers are sitting right here. So I think that's what the quickness that is there, that you're not dependency. There's no dependency anymore. I want to give a mock today because I have an interview tomorrow. AI, live AI interview is there, right? Or, I've read a message, I have to send my resume next 2 hours. How do I do it? Put it over here. How do I make sure it's good? Test it over here. I want to revise. Or after 2 months, I have an interview coming up. My college is having placements. This kind of company will come. How should I prepare? All these things that in 17 years of mentoring candidates that we have seen is the pain area of the students and the dependency on people like me also. I'm sure you guys have sent me messages which I've taken 2-3 days or even more to respond. We are reducing the dependency and we are making it quickly and easily available. Right? Now, I'm sure because I had this question in my mind, I was thinking ChatGPT is already there, Claude is there. So why this? And then when I started using it, I saw that I don't have to be a prompt engineer. I don't really have to worry about how is my prompting to the level that it is going to give me a right output. Everything is interlinked with each other that's how in real life it is. I have resume, I have job interview, I fix my resume, I prepare myself for the resume, I strengthen my weak areas, I give my assessments again, I give a mock interview. That's how the process is. It's a natural process. So I don't have to give prompts or I don't have to move from one software to another software to another software to do the end-to-end working. So when I tested it multiple times and I, gave everybody in IB team gave suggestion, okay, how would you put this? Because we all had seen different pain areas of the candidates. So by giving different inputs by the entire team, finally we are happy to announce we are ready with it. How many times can I check my score of the CV? I think there are different levels of software access. Like, for example, there's ChatGPT free, there's a ChatGPT with the paid thing. So over here also it's there. I'm not very sure about it, right? Like, I don't look into the cost side of the things, but you should be able to see on the website. And there are certain number of times, like if I'm not wrong, 20 mock interviews in a month you can give. Okay. So Rohit, I'm working as assistant manager, marketing and design, code mechanical. I'm trying to switch my domain. With that assistant manager tag put in the interview will affect while screening. See, questions. Love that. Let's give it. You don't have to wait for me. All limited knowledge of who you're asking. Okay, let's see. And then again, it is asking you to ask more questions. So I gave you a question to the career coach. Okay, your experience as an assistant manager demonstrate leadership, project management, strategic thinking, qualities that are valuable to analytics. So that you should hold on to and explain when you're making a company understand as an interviewer that I'm an asset that you want to hire. I'm not a liability. You don't have to train me. I already have these things, right? So those are the highlights. Uh, if you're used to data, if you have used data to inform marketing strategies or design decisions, highlight these experiences. So we all are working with data. Sometimes we all are doing a bit of analytics, but we don't portray it in that manner, right? Because we think, oh, this is a part of my daily routine. It is a daily routine, but then we need to highlight the right things to make a person understand this is something I've done before. It's nothing new. Okay. So, Rohit, if you look at the answers that you're getting, I think that will help you, isn't it?
Yeah, ma'am.
So now you don't have to wait for anyone at IB to give you answers. Ma'am, if this AI tool also suggests jobs like provide job links and CV and score. So our next thing that we are going to put in the next version of this thing is, um, one second, let me resume, find recruiters. Okay. Not sure if this is up to the mark. But what we are trying to do is help you find the right set of people on LinkedIn based on what you're looking at. So it's going to help you even find people on LinkedIn, right set of people on LinkedIn to connect and to approach for the jobs. So this find recruiters also we are doing so that it goes on the web for the job roles that you're trying to look for, collaborate, consolidate all of them and give it to you so that your search process reduces and you are doing exactly target resume sending. So this part, find recruiters is something also which is going to be up there. Okay. Can I say the reason is prepare a government job or health issue? You have to understand one thing, recruiters are not stupid. Okay, they're very smart people. They've been there, done that, they've seen a lot of scenarios. Never ever lie. Don't lie. What happened is what happened, and you have to explain that. Okay, but I can't. If I was preparing for government jobs and I said I took 2 years of break for a family member, their question is going to be who, what happened, and if the recruiter is smart enough, will ask for reports. Then what will you do? Where will you generate the reports from? So the best thing is stick to what is the truth. I will never ever tell you to lie on your resumes. Okay, I do tell you, yes, whatever you're learning, and if you have access to data on your in your jobs, then you can create your current role look like it's a experience. That is a good thing. That's not a bad thing, right? Find recruiter according to job role or company wide. It's both. You can add the companies you want to target, the skills you want to target, or the roles you want to target. You put everything, and then over here, keywords, and then you click on search. So a lot of things has been added. I have not tested this one, so I'm not going to run through it. But others, multiple tests happened. Like you saw, I gave an interview also. I was very disappointed with my score, but I liked the way it analyzed my answers, not only for technical, for communication, for construction of the sentences, and gave me solutions for that. So really like this thing. Any other questions you guys have?
Ma'am, I have
Yes,
one
I am.
question. Yeah, so that smart recruiter section which you are navigating us through,
You mean speak to
speak with
recruiter?
recruiter. Is this real time? Like if I give skills to a particular company, this skill set I have, like uh, I can use Power BI, I know SQL, Python, or give my experiences. And is this real time? They will give me real time opportunities according to my experiences and skills.
So this is, see what happens using the models in the AI, you can create personas of different companies and people, right? So over here, let's say if I click on Apple, it would have already researched on the company of Apple, understood all the process in terms of, because we have created it in such a way, it's geared towards recruitments. So it's not going to talk about XYZ, but it's focused on recruitment based questions. So you can ask anything related to that. And these things have already been trained on it. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
to answer the questions, whatever you want to ask, like if I get in touch with someone in Apple, the kind of questions I would ask the person working at Apple is the kind of questions you can write over here. And it is pre-trained to that particular company. So it can answer the exact way that anyone at Apple would be answering you in the recruitment side.
So basically, if I get an interview, for example, if I get an interview with Apple or any of the companies mentioned in the here, like Apple or Amazon or something, once I get an interview, so then this become helpful that what questions I can expect from that particular recruiter from that company, right?
Correct.
Thank you.
Okay. And if you know, a lot of time I see a lot of people uploading that this was my Blinkit interview, this was my HSBC interview, things like that. Like even at Ivy, we have those things like company-wise interview. So in your live interview, you can also put some custom questions. Like let's say I give you a set of questions that was asked to an alumni at Ivy for Apple. So those custom questions can also be fed in a mock interview can happen over here. A live interview can happen. So that you know how good you are in answering the questions that you know might be 90% of the chances they will be in your interview. Or if you have a set of questions but you don't know how to answer them, upload the custom questions, let the interview happen, you'll get the report, you can read it and understand how good or bad you are.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. So are we going to get access to this in sooner or like it's already deployed?
So it's already, it is something that is ready. PrepAI is already ready, but I think a lot of students were not aware that we have come up with this product. Unfortunately, because of no free access is there, I'm sorry. But I think when you log in or when you sign up for this particular PrepAI, like there are few things that are going to be there in the basic, like the free version of it. But to fully utilize this particular software, they are, like I said, I'm very bad with numbers. Let's see. PrepAI. So this is a website, and if I go to pricing, so in free, you can take about 3 quizzes, some role-based concepts you want to do. You can build one ATS resume. You can ask about 5 questions to the AI tutor. You can have one mock interview per month, and you can speak to the recruiters up to 5 queries. So limitations are there, but what they've done is my marketing team, not me, they've kind of made you go through all the features of it. So this is a free version. But when you talk about the premium one, it's about 999 per month. And this is specifically for IB students, okay? Otherwise, we have kept it at 12.99 a month. But for IB students, obviously, it's reduced. And then unlimited job readiness quizzes, upload files. Resume friendly is unlimited. Resume match is unlimited. AI tutor is unlimited. Unlimited mocks. Pretty much everything is there. And when you do premium, so all progress dashboard and all those things, extra things are there. But this is something that can be good. And trust me, it's not a bad investment to make because number one, I'm not moving from one tool to another tool to another tool to get prepared. It's one-stop shop. It understands the context. It's specifically built for database rules. It is not generic. It's not that I can do cybersecurities over here and things like that. We have specifically built this particular software keeping you guys in mind. Like every message that comes to me, I was just analyzing what are the questions that come to me, what are the problems that my students face, and that's how we came up with this. So this is a product of actual problems that we've seen people facing, and a lot of people are involved in this development. It's not, as you might know, that a lot of things go on in the back end till you make products like this. So there's a whole team sitting of developers creating these things. So that's the reason there is pricing attached to it. But I'm sure you will understand with the capability that this particular platform has, this price is not a big price. And per month is there, I think there's something for 6 months. So for those things, you can ask the counselors, they will have a better idea. What I wanted to do was just take you through this entire platform because trust me, when it was in bits and pieces, now and then they ask me to test it. They ask for my suggestions. What else can we add? What should we do? But last week, when I went through the whole cycle, I was like, this is brilliant. What got created is brilliant. And I think we should tell our students that this is out there for them. All right. So do explore. Go to PrepAI and you can go on the, login and create a login and explore this thing. And whatever suggestions you have, do send us that. You can personally send me all the suggestions for this platform. All right. So that's it. And let me know if you have any questions. Can we review a portfolio website? Good to have, but I don't think so. We have it over here, but yes, good to have it. So that's a good suggestion. Portfolio website, a suggestion on that. 1 second before I forget, I would send it to my tech team. And anything else that comes to your mind while you're exploring this particular platform, do let me know. All right. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for your time. And okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
So I just have one random question, not anything about this PrepAI. So
Mhm.
the thing is, when suppose I'm applying for any job role, so there are a lot of sites there where I can upload the JD and also my updated CV. And these sites also suggesting me that you should add these keywords in your job description.
Mhm.
And when I'm updating my CV on the basis of those suggestions, it is coming, the score is coming, ATS score is coming near about 85 or 90, which is kind of acceptable. So, but after downloading that, when I'm uploading it in some other ATS score checking websites, the scores for me somehow the same JD is showing the ATS score 75. So the gap is huge. From 90 to 75, it is huge. So I'm just asking for your suggestion that can you say some uh, reliable ATS score checking sites?
I don't know on the top of my head because I really don't do ATS score checking, but I will find it out for you. So message me once personally on my number. You have my number, right?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes, just personally send me this message. Let me ask around and get you a proper one.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So one question, hold on. Alumni 2020 lost my job 24 during this time, job 2, primer this. Also let the job. How much difficult it is to get a job? Why do you guys leave the job so fast is one question I have. Why you guys don't have a patience? 2 months left the job. You don't even understand. Company does not understand you. You don't understand the company. They can't utilize you since they don't know you well. Why do you guys love to leave your job so quickly? Don't leave the jobs. That's my suggestion. Have patience to work in an organization, to work in a role. Okay. It is tough because not tough because you might not have experience. You have experience, but what looks bad on your resume is your patience level. 2 months, I'll leave. 2 months, I'll leave. What is the problem? 80% job is in Lucas Studio. What's the problem? It's a new software. Have the capability to learn it. It's related to data. Should not have left. Why you're in a job to find a job is easier. Leaving the job in 2 months and multiple hopping does not really help your resume. That's an absolutely no-no. 2 months is it's nothing. I hire people work in my organization. I know hardly I understand the capability of that employee within 2 months. To give very important work or to give very, what do you say, crucial work to that guy, it takes me time to analyze and understand the skill set. So if the expectation is day one is going to be brilliant, full of fancy stuff, it doesn't happen. None of the organization do that. Okay. So now apply for jobs, stick to it for at least a year. And then if you still don't like it, then apply somewhere else. And 2 months that you spend, you can't really talk about it. And if I'm going from one job to another job and I would want a better salary, on basis of what I'm going to ask what experience did I get in 4-5 months? What new skill set have I added in the 4-5 months? So that becomes a pain area. Okay. Sometimes when company release vacancy with the job description, we have limited time. Does the software help? Yes. So Shalini, I don't know whether you were there from the beginning. So that's what the main thing is. When you are in PrepAI platform, you start with resume where you upload your latest resume that's already created. You select that and then you give the job description. It checks against that job description how good or bad your resume is. You can edit the resume over there and download it and send it across. So all these things were created so that the time that we are taking, the transition between you, me, someone else back to you, we wanted to reduce that. Not only you're preparing your resume and sending it, but you're also getting assessment ready. Both live assessment, where you can, like, if a live interview happens, how should I talk? And if a technical interview will happen, what are the type of questions I should go through? So all this is getting done. Okay. Prasenjit, I know you messaged me. Yes, you have a question. Tell me.
Ma'am, actually, I uploaded the resume over here in a ATS checking website. So one I have created through the PrepAI website. So we are told that in our resume, we should mention our projects and give some details about them, some
Correct.
key things. So when I uploaded the resume in PrepAI, the resume it generated, it got a score of 94% in a ATS checking. But over
Okay.
here, the project section, there were details were very less given. So is it okay to forward that resume?
Not, you can't have very long content on any of the section. Okay. Think of it is, let's say when you decide you want to go out for to see a movie,
Yes,
what
ma'am.
pushes to watch a movie is the trailer, right? Now, if I give
Yes.
a whole lot of understanding of my projects in my resume, everything is given on my resume regarding my project, what will the person ask me? That is one. Make it, the project statement should be such that it is curious. He should be curious to ask you questions, but not read the answer to you, the questions that are there in his mind. So you just give a glimpse of it, of how in business it helped. That's it. And rest, let it be a question answer in the interview. Because if the interview is on your resume, on your projects, you are in a very much good control on the interview rather than The person asking questions is just super technical, something you might have read, not read, used, not used. But if it's about your projects, so make the statement so interesting that he wants to ask you, what did you do in this project? How did you go about it? What were the problems? How did you tackle those problems? Right? What was the outcome? How did the business benefit it? Those kind of things interviewers are going to ask, and that time we want to be in full control of the knowledge. We don't want to, you may remember everything or not, but whatever you say is the thing he has to say yes to. Then you have a full
Yes.
control on the projects.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. All right, guys. So if you have any other questions, reach out to me personally. I'll be happy to answer the questions. Most of the company want to hire experienced people. I was listening to this interview of this guy called Brian Julius. He's a very famous guy in terms of data analytics, and he was like, "This is a perpetual problem. Freshers need experience, but experience comes from a job." So there is no answer to that, because a lot of time people say, I want experienced folk, but how does a person get experience? So once a person has to be fresher. So probably it's the wrong kind of people approaching us, because honestly, it's not your fault or your resume's fault. HRs don't have time. They will just quickly glance and pick a resume and call. And on the call, they actually ask you questions and they want to get clarification and decide, no, I don't want to continue, I want to continue. But people hardly read resumes. Okay. So that's a problem. So it's not that freshers never get hired. If freshers never got hired, who are these experienced people? They were freshers. That's why they became experienced. So don't keep these things in your mind. Let's say 10 companies told you this thing, doesn't matter. The guy did not read your resume properly before he or she called you. His or her bad, not your bad. So wait for the right opportunity. Right? If that was the case, what are we doing for 17 years? Think about that. We teach freshers, we don't teach experienced folks. You guys are freshers to this industry. So have hope and work with this tool. I think it's a very good tool that can help you guys reduce that time of getting a job also. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you for giving me time today. And for any other questions, suggestions, do reach out to
Hello.
me personally. Yes.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Sumit.
I have just messaged you that I left that company because they also paid in cash. So that's another problem. So I want to know that is it very difficult to get a job now or
Why do you think it's difficult? We are eating, breathing, living in the world of data. Why is it difficult? It is not difficult. 5 years till now, five years if I compare back 5 years back and now, more companies are using data. I have friends working in businesses who never thought of dashboards, who never had questions that they were asking from data. Now, when I go out, I meet people from different industries, different, businesses. They all like to talk about data to me because they're like, okay, we heard data can do this. How can you help me? So companies which were not even using any technologies are immersing themselves in technology and tools just because they know this is the new reality. So the jobs are going only up. They're not reducing. But yes, you have to be smart. We can't just learn the tool like a tool. I need to learn the tool to utilize in my business. And as long as you guys are able to do that, then you will be hired. So jobs are not reducing.
yes, I have 5 years of experience and now it is 1.3 months gap. Considering two earlier company because I can't show them in CV because it's 2 months, 2 months. So, so
But you
is
have to
it
show in the CV. See, imagine. Um, some incident I remember with one of the students where the person said that I do personal tutoring. and I've been doing this for 3 years, right? But I don't want to show it in my resume. Now imagine you are the recruiter. I see 3 years you did nothing, you sat at home, did nothing. Versus if I read at 3 years, you sat at home, but you were doing tutoring for which you really might not have any transactional documents to support. Which one is better? Sitting and doing nothing or sitting and doing something?
Something I'm showing in.
Something. So even though you hop skip the two organization, have a valid reason why you left. Like both your valid reason, first one is a valid reason, second one is not a good reason to leave an organization. It worked on Looker, so what? Looker is not a data analytics tool, it is. So why averse to a new tool? That only shows that if new things will come your way, you will not enjoy doing that. And we are living in a very, very volatile technological world right now where things are going to move much faster than what they did 2 years back. Okay, Sumit. So prep yourself accordingly and then appear and put those two companies over there and put the experience you gained from there. 4 years gap is like why even leave the 4 months? Got it? And be very clear before you guys join the organization. Ask the right questions about your job role to the organizations before you guys say yes to it.
Yes,
It's not that
that's it.
they told you something and then they gave you X.
Yes, that's a biggest mistake. I now I'm feeling that it's my fault that work for that organization, last organization, Kali Godam, that's a sweet shop. You may
See,
know.
the problem is, I think most of you are not very clear on what do you want to do. Because if anybody sends me a resume, I ask them very clearly for which role. And most of the time I get data scientist, data analyst, BI analyst. No, it's not like that. You have to be very clear that which role do I want, and that will only come by understanding. Let's say I did 10 different projects with 10 different tools. Which tool, when I work on, comes very naturally to me, and in which tool I need to take a lot of help and I struggle. Things which are natural and easy for me is my calling, and I should think about, okay, if this is my strength, what kind of role should I apply for? That is the role that you need to target. Your resume should be for that. Your preparation should be for that. Your search should be for that. Anytime you do a generic stuff, 1,000 different places I've sent, data engineer also I'm sending, BI analyst I'm sending, data scientist I'm sending, it will not survive. It will not work. You have to be very, very specific, clear in your head. Okay?
Thanks, Sarah. So now, if those two companies not considering it's 1.3 months gap, so there is hope. Still, there is hope, right?
There is hope. I have people who have 8 years of gap and they have been placed. So there is a lot of hope, but you have to be prepared properly. Okay.
Yes,
Now the
yes.
competition has increased. As jobs have increased, the kind of quality of people are becoming better. The number of people who knows about analytics, learning analytics, applying analytics have increased.
That's
The competition is stiff, but it's not impossible. All right. All right. Once again, thank you everyone. And for any questions and mostly suggestions, Rohit, I'll give you the credit. I'll put suggestions suggested by Rohit for the suggestion you gave about portfolio, website portfolio. I really like that idea.
Thank
And
you,
that's
ma'am.
the reason I wanted this seminar also, because I know when I was testing it, I came up with a lot of ideas and my developer was like, very good idea. And so when you toss your thought process to a lot of people, you definitely come up with new stuff. All right. Take care. Thank you so much. Take care, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
ma'am. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.